We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Wow, Bitcoin has been correcting hard. Only 64,000 and barely clinging on to that level. And obviously there are at least 3 big reasons for that, which we are going to discuss today. But also we are going to look at the other side. And people are really at the moment bearish, screaming at 64,000 US dollars per Bitcoin, screaming on X and on other social media for the bear market having started and that we are going into a super bear cycle and whatnot. So let's discuss all of that in the stream, and we're also going to talk a little bit about Bitforex, about Ecomi and Veve. We're going to look at the charts, so make sure to stay tuned all the way. So good morning to all of you guys, to my rare hodlers. Thanks for supporting me here. I hope you're doing well. It's the freaking Friday and I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go to talk some interesting stuff here about crypto, because there is a lot. I have prepared a lot for us to look at and to see where we are in this cycle and what is going on really. Because I mean, you remember a couple of days ago there were some people also here in the chat that were fearful. I bet that with the current development that has not really changed, and now we will discuss it so that it changes, that you have clarity on what is going on. So make sure to smash up the like button right now for the stream. Subscribe here to make number go up if you haven't yet. And with notifications on, obviously, that you're always informed when I go live, otherwise you will not know it. And yeah, once again, thank you to my rare hodlers. We have reached number 41 here, very crazy. So many rare hodlers supporting the stream in these, let's say, still infant times of this mega run that we are going to have. So thank you for supporting this channel, and the rare hodlers are the reason that we are not shilling any stupid coins and exchanges that will get rugged in the next couple of days here. No, the rare hodlers, they are sponsoring this channel instead. So thanks to everyone, thank the rare hodlers for sponsoring this channel and keeping it otherwise ad free. So that is definitely going on. Now, big sip of coffee and jump into the action. So here we go. Bitcoin price already red again since a couple of hours. We are in the 4-hourly chart, a chart that is usually not so much seen by us here because it's not necessary. But Bitcoin, since we have reached this top, is down, has been correcting to 11.12%. Now we are a little bit more up as we had some bigger buys going in just during this night, during this European night. So this happened. But if we are looking at the daily, we can already see how this flag is still evolving, right? Here, I mean, we drew this in on the monthly, so it's obviously not accurate on the daily price action. On the monthly, it's only wicks. So here on the weekly, we see how big this red week candle is, and obviously also on the monthly we can see what's really going on. And actually on the monthly it doesn't look that shocking anymore. So when it is like when it does zoom out, because in the monthly what it looks like is that it tested the lower end of this bull flag, so to say, the lower end of this bull flag, and it is just flat in between. Now the question is, what's going on next, right? So where will this candle body be? I mean, we tried a little bit to the upside, we tried a little bit to the downside, but so far in these 2 days we had a little bit of range testing here, but so far so good. This bull flag is evolving and ready for breakout, only that these are monthly candles, and in the monthly we also have to give it a month time to evolve, right? So always the last candle, and you see how deep we wicked out. So even if we would wick down to, I don't know, for example 56,000 or even to 54,000 and close the CME gap and then come back, close bullishly, and then come out, this would all be in the realm of possibilities, right? So from that standpoint we shouldn't be too afraid. Now in the market though, the people are they are like they're drawing these pictures of that this was the case. This is the sentiment. This is this is replicating the sentiment here, the God candle to the downside, right? And also look at this, like some people are posting some things like, it's 2026, Kamala is president, Gensler head of the SEC, there is no Bitcoin Federal Reserve, US government is selling everything it confiscates, bull market ended over a year ago, 74k dollars was the top of Bitcoin, most of your alts are minus 90%, vibes are non-existent, half of your CT friends have real jobs, other half trade Forex. Parents ask you how your trading career is going, smile and say it's going great. Meanwhile, your portfolio is minus 75% year to date. Go to bed. Tomorrow is another day. So this is the depressing picture that some people are drawing here for the for the future, right? But we will see in a second that this is not the case. And I mean, halving was literally only 4 months ago, and by the way, where's the chat? Oh, here's the chat. Okay. Halving was literally 4 months ago, and people are calling the cycle top after a 5% drawdown. This is literally crazy. Now, this was in total 11% drawdown, but doesn't matter. This ride isn't for everyone. So we see here last like 2 bull markets ago, same thing. 38, 38, 33, 38, 36, 29% dumps. Compared to this, we are still fine, right? Our last big correction dump, whatever, was 27% or something like that. So we didn't even come close to one of these yet. So yeah, the big problem here is, and now we are coming a little bit to why this is happening. I think we have a 3 to 4 factor that is going on. So first of all, we have the Middle East crisis, which is creating uncertainty. Markets hate uncertainty, so they don't know what's going on. Will there be more war, or is it leading to something? Now Israel has potentially destroyed 2 leaders of 2 different factions, right? Hamas and Hezbollah, and now they are claiming they are going to retaliate and so on. So everyone is like looking with an eye on this, if this will escalate, right? And we saw in the last situations when wars like Russia, Ukraine and stuff like that escalate, we saw that that this was not good for the markets, as they did not know what was going on. After a while, when it was relatively clear what's going on, the market priced it in as it was, and then it was fine. So this is adding to the instability. The second point is that the Trump and Harris divide, so to say, right? So that at the moment the crypto market feels that if Harris wins, it's bad for crypto. If Trump wins, good for crypto, right? And also, and this basically before it was a Trump-Biden, right? So if Biden wins, bad for crypto. If Trump wins, it's good for crypto. But now it has changed from Biden to Harris, and we see in some points that Trump doesn't really have means to like his strategy still has to come out, what he will do with regards to Harris. So some people feel that he doesn't have that good of a strategy just yet against Kamala Harris. So this is also what is what is being factored in here. So also there is a little bit more uncertainty. Like, will there something happen like that Kamala Harris can actually win that election, right? So by the way, we have some people here. Good morning, Energy. Good morning, Trucking Hank, and good morning, Dutchies on the movie. So let me know if you are here. Let me know if you like the Freaking Friday. And what you think is the main reason for the correction here. So let me know in the chat right now about this. And I will be rambling on because I think that there's a third factor, and that ties a little bit into the second factor, and that is that after all this bullishness was going on the Bitcoin conference with strategic reserve and so on, just 2 days after, the US government moved 2 billion worth of Bitcoin, and apparently it seems that the US government is now selling that. So this seems like a childish revenge on so the Democrats are in power. Republicans say they want to build a strategic reserve. They put crypto degenerate in power, so to say, and then US is like, okay, let's sell some of the Bitcoin here, like we saw it from Germany, right? So this is absolutely wild. So people are like, okay, what happens if the US sells off all the 200,000 Bitcoin that they have, just as a revenge trade or something like that, right? So that would obviously impact the market. Plus, the Mt. Gox distribution is still going on. There are still 2 billion left also on Mt. Gox, and that adds sell pressure. And then plus, the miners are also going to, whenever we wick above 65,000 miners are also taking profit. So there's some short-term FUD and selling that is all adding on at the moment, and that is prolonging us in this phase. But maybe we can see this, if we know that this is happening here, maybe we can see this as a chance for us, right? That people, governments, miners, and some retailers are selling their Bitcoin and their cryptos cheap to us before we are going on the run. So we really have to take the stance here for like this guy, right? We really have to take a stance here that we are weathering the storm, no matter the odds, right? Whatever happens, we are weathering the storm, and we're becoming completely immune to all short-term FUDs because we are capable of zooming out and seeing the bigger picture. And really that means also, if you have that stance, you also have to say, no matter what happens right now, we will be fine, right? Even if we would go months on end with a 50,000 Bitcoin price, we would know where the long-term target and adoption for Bitcoin would be, right? It would suck because we have our bags packed, we want it to fly, but yeah. So let's see, someone said, it's funny because sometimes YouTube just blocks out for me the chat picture, but it's still here, right? So here up, I try to read this here quickly. So I think it's Mark D. In all reality, the Dem leadership knows they can't beat Donald Trump. They are sacrificing Kamala so they can build their real candidate for 2028. Yeah, that could be happening for sure. That could be absolutely happening. Maybe you're right. So they are going to present another candidate then that goes 4 years against Donald Trump. Maybe that is the strategy. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube is withholding such comments here from the chat. This absolutely sucks, but it is what it is, right? So, anyways, we see though in this market that the thought pattern that I've presented to you, the whales also have it. So all whale cohorts are now accumulating furiously while all pleb cohorts are distributing furiously. And that is what you see here behind the chat. Look at this a little, let me just draw this a little bit down. So if it's blue, it's accumulation, and if it's red, or like red, orange, yellowish, it's basically selling, right? So what we see here are wallets. On the left you see here greater 10,000 Bitcoin, 1 to 10,000 Bitcoin, and 1 to 100 Bitcoin, right? These three cohorts are buying Bitcoin, and the ones between 10 and 100 and 1 to 10 and less than 1, they are more still in the selling side. Now, there could be a point where if there's a little bit more sell-off also from government and whatnot, that they also start buying. But overall, we see that smart money is just behaving completely different, right? So throughout everything of this, like, I mean, we also see that whales have been selling as well, so they have been trading as well, right? But they have been starting to accumulate way earlier than the other cohorts. So that has been happening. So what is happening here is, I think this guy summarized it really, really good. So he says, life of a whale, FUD in mainstream media. And we're talking a real whale, not like you with your 3 Bitcoin thinking that you're a whale. No. We're talking like the big whales with media influence. So FUD in mainstream media, short BTC with futures, buy low when noobs panic, close shorts and let Bitcoin go up. Repeat until all weekends are gone. And I think this is the best summary that I've ever seen of what is happening since months already. Like, this is like a retail fudded out distribution by pushing the narrative of this and that is happening and is hindering the bull run, and this time will be different and we are not on track anymore and yada yada. And at the same time just packing the bags, because you see that the whale wallets, they are all growing. So really, this is happening. Okay, so let's come to what is really what's really important to know about at the moment, right? And that is, Mr. K, right. Smash the like button and shake out those paper hands, a tale as old as time. Smash the luck button also for all of our rare hodlers, by the way, that are trying to get lucky on Veve and so on. So smash the like and the luck button. So let's see here. So the chances for a rate hike, for a rate cut, they are now up to 87.5 in September. So here we see the date and here we see the chances. And for November, it even sees a 63% chance of another rate hike, but this can change once here it's happening. And also here you see that there is even a 12.5% chance at the moment that it would be a 50 basis points hike. So technically, this is a 100% rate cut chance, 100% chance for rate cut in September. So it will be 18th of September. So you have to see that this is still 1.5 months out. So if this is the catalyst, which I think it's not the direct catalyst, it's just a fuel that will be put in the fire. But that means 18th of September, we should get a rate cut. If we don't, we will dump even more, right? If we don't, we really dump, and also the market will dump, because we saw already that the markets didn't take it too well, that Powell is sticking and is not indicating anymore like these rate cuts as super fixed, right? But the market still sees a 25 to 50 basis point rate cut, and I think they will go with a 25er, but who knows? If he does 50, then we're really going to fly. And also, so this Jerome Powell, but ignore this for a while because he's still thinking. But on the other hand, like, the Bank of England just announced yesterday that they are going to cut rates by 25 basis points to 5%. So they were also at 5.25, and the Bank of England already cut. And remember, England had a 2-digit inflation rate before. So in my opinion, I posted this on X, in my opinion, it is a really risky move by England to go with a rate cut before the US, considering also what happened in Germany, that we had a rate cut in the ECB and now we have an uptick in inflation. So now the Bank of England, Denmark, Canada, the European Union, and Switzerland, they all have cut rates already by 25 basis points. So is the Fed too late, or are these countries too early? So, and being too early actually is worse than being too late, in my opinion. So we will see. But being too late, it can cause a crash in the economy. So you always have to see, like, if you wait too long, something in the economy can break, and that can lead to a crash. And then they are like emergency lowering the rate, right? So we will see how it develops. But I think there could be still, like, the data shows that we could sustain until for the US until the 18th of September, where we will have the next decision, and we will also see how CPI looks when it comes in. And so finally, you see already with the rate cuts, and also the rate cuts are one part of the story. The other part of the story is, as we saw yesterday, refinancing the debt, which I showed you the debt clock yesterday. And this is already happening in some countries. So global liquidity index is already moving up. And you see, so the markets are lagging this, right? So, but you see, like when it topped out, which is more or less 2021, we topped out in crypto as well, right? So, but then the drop off, it resulted in a massive drop in crypto, and then it had a turnaround, and then with a little bit of lag, we also have the Bitcoin bottom, right, at this time. So now we have the turn in global liquidity, and this little turn in global liquidity is the bullish action from 15,000 to 70,000 that we have seen so far. And we are now only in the beginning stages of every of these countries starting to infuse liquidity into the market. So this is really the argument why there is no chance that this bull market is over, because all the bullish stuff, like all the bullish infusion is still happening, right? Omi2NFT says, how can being early be worse than too late, patient hodler? Because if you cut rates too early, then you could have an uptick in inflation. And if you cut too early and inflation goes up again and starts rising, despite you having still high rates, right? And it doesn't curb, then you have to hike again, and that would completely destroy the economy, right? So it's better to wait. I have a feeling bumper is gonna skyrocket. Have you seen the yields and the process to lily pad Bitcoin accumulation? I have not seen that, but it's good news. And I hope so, because I also hold some bumper. It's not much, but I hold some. So thanks for the info here. So this is at least my 2 cents on this. And then also, super interesting now is Bitcoin hash rate is at an all-time high again. And usually, if the hash rate recovers after minor capitulation, this is also something that puts pressure to the upside on the price. I was talking rates. Yeah, exactly. Like lowering rates. not being early in the cycle. I was talking the rates. No, obviously being early is better than being late in the cycle. But if you're Jerome Powell, you have other standards. Okay. So the hash rate looks already good, right? So we could go higher. How are traditional stocks tracking? Yeah, good question actually. Let's put this here maybe in the middle. So let's see here. Do we have anything for the DAX already? Not yet. So the markets are red, and also Eurozone, Asia. Look at that. The Asian market yesterday got completely destroyed. 2%, 2.2. The Nikkei, 5.8%. So Japan is like suffered greatly. See this here also. Japan stocks plunge as much as 5%, with Asia market broadly lower after Wall Street sell-off. So Wall Street went first, and then Asia was like, okay, if US sells, look at that. S&P 500 minus 1.3, and Nasdaq minus 2.3, the Russell 2K 3%. So it's not good, right? They didn't like that there's no announcement of rates, and also probably the whole situation with the Middle East and so on is putting pressure on it, right? So yeah. Gold, by the way, also up, like gold having a bull run of 1%. So gold is now at 2.5k again. What do they have in crypto, by the way? Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. Why? Anyways, why these three? Anyways, yeah. So this is what the markets are showing us. But yeah, so this is more important now. So we have talked about the impact of the election, and we have seen traditionally the impact on crypto by election is actually pretty high. So you see this here. I've shown this before, but I want to highlight and emphasize this again. This time the election is very late compared to the halving. Look at that. Here it was very early, and then it was later and later and later. So, and you see that every time we have kind of a up and down, maybe sometimes up correct, and then going upwards into the election here. But this was because they started the money printing super hard in the cycle. So we could technically go more or less sideways but slowly up into the 2024 election here, and that would put it into October. So you really have to now find your patience here. And actually for some people it's just great because they come just back to crypto, they want to accumulate a little bit more altcoins. So they are, if that's you, then you're on a great timing, I would say. So look at that. Like the halving is not really the thing. It's more the rate cuts, the global liquidity, and then into the halving, into the election. And there was already, when Powell spoke 2 days ago, was it yesterday? 2 days ago he spoke, I think. When Powell spoke, they also asked him, hey, don't you think like lowering rates just before the election is interfering with like voters and whatnot? And obviously he was like, we would never do that. But it certainly has an effect on voters also. If you do something and suddenly the markets go up just before the election and so on, it creates a different sentiment than if you see everything's red and the crash and whatnot. So there's a good chance that they are going to cut the rates just before the elections to influence also a little bit the voters' mentality when they're going to the urn, right? But as Mark D said before, it's very difficult this time to not see Donald Trump winning this election at the moment, at least. You never know what's going to happen, but at the moment, it is what it is. And then also, no matter the outcome, no matter if it's this cycle or next cycle, but what is going on is like the real game theory is. And here we see that this is an updated ranking of crypto holdings, like of Bitcoin holdings. The real game theory is when governments print money to buy Bitcoin with it. So then it really goes crazy, because actually the government doesn't have much pressure to buy Bitcoin. Because they can just print money and give it to, like, give me 1 Bitcoin for 200k, right? I just printed that money. Here's your money, right? They can just do that. So, but once someone starts with this, that or you do it like El Salvador, and you can even borrow money from the World Monetary Fund or whatever that is called, like the big world fund, and buy Bitcoin with it, and then when Bitcoin goes up, you just repay. Basically, Michael Saylor as a country, you can just follow these strategies as well. By the way, they forgot to put in Bhutan in the statistic. Bhutan also has some Bitcoin, more than Germany. And but here we see United States, they have a lot of Bitcoin. If they sell all of the Bitcoin in a short time, then we have really some red August in front of us, right? So we will see if they actually do this, or if they only want to, like, I don't know what their goal is, to be honest. I cannot know. But on the other side, you have some countries like Hong Kong and Dubai and whatnot. They are trying to be ahead of the curve and trying to be more open, more future trending, right? And Hong Kong's largest online broker, Futu Securities, has launched Bitcoin and crypto trading, zero-fee trading, and free Bitcoin rewards for accounts. And Futu has 22 million customers, that is actually very, very bullish, right? So if in Hong Kong they can do stuff like that right now, so that is really bullish. So who's next? Yeah, who's next? Also, Wales, we talked about Wales before, Wales buying, but how much did they buy? Wales bought the highest Bitcoin ever since October 2014. So look at this spike here. And then you see all the years down here, and look at that. So only then in 14 there were more Bitcoins bought. Now here obviously the ETFs now play a role, but still, like, the accumulation it never has been as high in one specific time frame since 2014 than now. So you really see Wales are not playing. Wales are playing to win, I would say. So yeah, Wales are really getting at it and buying as much Bitcoin as they can. And also Mt. Gox, they only have this left. Mt. Gox only has 2,112,000,000 left. So they distributed already the biggest part. They only have 23.5% of the original holdings left to distribute. And most of the Mt. Gox people, you have to see one thing. The whole FUD was completely overblown. Yes, some of them might sell, but Mt. Gox holders, they have been in crypto since 2013. Now they get something back. So it basically means they are crypto OGs. Do you really think they will sell off all their Bitcoin and walk away now in the cycle, while they are in the cycle with the rest of their money, probably, I don't know, since so long, right? No, everyone that gets Bitcoin back from Mt. Gox is probably going to hodl, or only take some lifestyle profits, but nothing more, right? So let's also hear now is really on, even though Bitcoin is down, Vanek is here on television, and I think it's quite bullish what he's saying. Let's listen to Vanek here as well. And by the way, we need to get the chat out of the window for this. Let's listen to this, only a minute or so.
So about a year ago, I started pounding the table because eventually the Fed is going to start easing here. That's great for gold and that's for Bitcoin. What I said is Bitcoin is growing up and will be eventually half the total market cap of gold. So that's about 350,000. So quite a ways to go from here. The super bulls, if central banks adopt it and it's part of the monetary system, then in the millions, but I don't like to talk about that too much.
What, more than 2 million? More than 3?
Yeah, like 2.9, we've got some model, which is, you have to look at the assumptions.
Right, well, yeah, there are always big ifs there. Where are you as an ETF guy with all kinds of different ETFs, everything from fixed income to, who knows, staples, consumer cyclicals, et cetera.
Yeah.
Where do you put your personal money right now?
I like longer term trends because I feel like, okay, it'll be a bumpy ride, but I like to have conviction about something that's going to happen in 5 or 10 years. Mm-hmm. To me, there's no doubt that Bitcoin is becoming adopted the way gold is. I just think it's obvious. Now, I think you have to have your own diversified portfolio, and kind of having a huge overweight to Bitcoin is a personal decision, but I just see that rising. I'll give you another example, India. The Indian economy is the best macro story. Everyone says the stocks are overvalued. I get it, but it's doubtless the Indian equities have done as well as U.S. equities over the last 10 years and will continue to do well.
Okay, so wow, right? So if you listen closely, this is like, I mean, the guy is one of the biggest asset managers, right? And he says, basically to recap, he says in the lowering rates, just what we are preaching on this channel, lowering rates is good for gold and Bitcoin. That is what he said. And he said he expects Bitcoin to follow the trajectory of gold in terms of adoption, that Bitcoin in the medium term, so in the medium outlook that he has, will reach half of the market cap of gold, which put it at 350K. So that you have that information now, and that basically would mean that it is a 6x trade from here. So every it's a 5x, sorry, a 5x trade from here. No, it's a 6x because you put your money in then times 5. So it's 6x trade from here. So every $1,000 you would put in would be $6,000 down the line, right? So this basically means that if you have that information, and that is so likely, you cannot, if you hear that, and many people hear that, you cannot go else than put everything that you have in Bitcoin or whatever other crypto that you want to take profits then in the cycle. So he personally says he is overweight in Bitcoin, which is a personal decision, but he said he's like way beyond. He also said that on Nashville, he is way beyond 30% of his net worth in Bitcoin because he sees that. And now still the chances why whales are accumulating so hard, because they see this also. And he says that 350K Bitcoin is only the beginning, because they have also models which include like that you go to the same market cap of gold and beyond and whatnot, and monetary system adoption and so on. He has a model that gives a 2.9 million price target on Bitcoin. So let's say roughly 3 million. So that would basically be, what is that? That is so if we consider we are at 64K, so 640K would be a 10x, and then another 5x to bring us to roughly, let's take a 4x, 4.5x, so it would be a 45x. It would be a 45x trade down the line of the next, what is it, maybe 20 years of Bitcoin adoption to reach the 3 million, right? So if you know that, and you look at a dump right now, you cannot do else than put some money into Bitcoin and just hodl it, because even if you only have 0.1 Bitcoin, that down the line would be a 300K allocation, right? $300,000 would that be down the line if you only buy 0.1. 0.1 right now only costs you $6,400, which is not that much, right? So this all and at the same time where this is happening, you still have so many people screaming that the bull run is over, where Vanek is telling you basically what's going on. Obviously, you have to always keep in mind that they are offering Bitcoin ETFs, so they make money with that. But I mean, he discloses his own Bitcoin holdings, so that's already pretty crazy. So make sure to smash up the like button, the bull button, if you are bullish. If you are bullish, let me know by smashing up the likes, and let's just quickly check out how retail is behaving. Because it's always interesting to see if retail. So we have blue Bitcoin, red Ethereum, and yellow NFTs, and like there was this little spike to 70K, which brought us some attention, but now the attention is already cooling off because Bitcoin is boring to retail. But retail only reacts to Bitcoin when Bitcoin is at new all-time highs, then they come in and want to buy. So this is happening now. Small curve to the downside. Again, potentially we have a little bit more, like 1.5 months more to stack, and then we'll see when we will fly off. So I'm going to treat every day as the last chance that I have, and I don't care if we go down even more from that. So let's check also out here the top altcoins, how they are doing. The altcoins, the top market. So what we have here is we have a lot of altcoin drops. So if you're more in altcoins despite Bitcoin, then this is probably a very good time to start going into some altcoins, right? So we see here Ordi minus 16%. We see Manta minus 20%. I'm not talking too much about the meme coins, right? But the real projects. Injective minus 15%. So if you're looking for large caps, we have BitTensor here minus 15%. We have Near minus 15%. Here it is, right here on the side. Say minus 20%. So Arweave minus 15%. You know, we are very bullish on Arweave, and actually it has served us well so far. So all these altcoins, they are now on massive discount, and this is the weekly performance. Like there are some on the daily down, but the weekly performance is red. Despite some things like desync, which is Destra, that is up. AI play here, but look at here's Pendle, which is the RWA is down 17%. What do we have here? Like all the meme coins are now really getting wrecked at the moment. So don't know if this is the end, but look at this, for example, here, Dog minus 30%. What else? Sats is down. Superverse is down 20%. So yeah, a lot of deals in the market. Seems like all crypto does is crash these days. Yeah, it seems like it, but that's not the reality. It's just let's look at it. Is that the reality, that it only crashes? Like altcoins, yes, maybe, but look at that. Like we have one corrective move. So let's look at that. So this is the altcoin market on the monthly, right? So this is our trajectory from the bottom. Then we had another opt-in, so to say, and this. So from the bottom we were up 300 up to the wick, 380% the altcoin market move, right? And then we corrected. Now we corrected 44%. That is normal, and if you only consider altcoins without top 10, it's completely normal in a bull market, right? We corrected. We could come down even more to this support again, like with the candle body, right? So 290 billion or so. That would be another. And you see, like the small red candle, how altcoins get wrecked on this, right? That would be another 10% out of the market, so another 10, 20, 30% for most of altcoins across the board. But at some point, and also this is like in this channel, let's go to the to the weekly. In this channel, we could come to the downside and then come up, and then we break out, right? So, and also look at Bitcoin dominance though. I told you many times it's Bitcoin season, and in Bitcoin season, you see even Bitcoin going down, the Bitcoin dominance is up. It's up again. I told you that Bitcoin dominance is going to follow this pathway. We are here on the monthly chart. This month we are completely green. We are approaching the absolute cycle high of 57% Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is going higher. It's definitely the time where Bitcoin is dominating the market at the moment. It's going to probably continue a couple of more months that Bitcoin is going to continue to dominate the market. Then some sideways, some drop-offs, some alts will pump and fly and whatnot, and then the big drop-off in dominance. But until then, we see Bitcoin at new all-time highs. Very, very sure about that. Yeah, exactly. Hi, how are you doing? Hey, vegan food lover BLR. How are you doing? AV Creations. Okay. Fair just had some bad trading months, and my brain is not wired for shorting. Yeah, exactly. So maybe look at that. So maybe this will help you. I mean, I'm not a trader, but in my humble opinion, that the time to trade altcoins is when this when this goes down, right? I would personally, I would treat it as a macro trade. Like you just accumulate, and then once this falls through major support, like for example through 53%, and it does this performance here, right? Then take profits, right? Stuff like that. So for me, there's basically only one trade per cycle. Accumulate, sell, right? And it takes 2 years. So this obviously, I mean, I don't know, maybe some people are good day traders and so on. They can do this every day, but what I hear from you is just, yeah, it's not the time, in my opinion. Top 10 says, zoom out and see all this month will be pump. Yeah, exactly. Alts will bleed. It's just the start. Yeah, exactly. And also for me, it's like, when Bitcoin bleeds, opportunity. When altcoins bleed, opportunity, right? I see it that way. Obviously not in a bear market. When Bitcoin and altcoins bleed in a bear market, you just watch until they stop bleeding and then bam, we can go in, right? This is lesson learned. But I think everyone has to go one time in their life, also me, one time in their life through buying high and then getting wrecked. Because otherwise, you will not understand the cycle. I think there's no one in crypto that didn't pass through at least one time. Some people need more than one time, but one time buying high because they think, oh my God, so good project, like Ecomi, for example, and then completely getting wrecked in the bear market, right? The only art on this is not to cry too much about it, but accept the lesson and see the money lost in this as paying a rather expensive course that will serve you for your life. I think that's how we could see it, right? Anyways, I think this looks good for so far, like for altcoins in the long term. I mean, it is what it is. Like this correction will end at some point, probably here, and then boom. Then we go, but Bitcoin needs to lead first, right? Bitcoin needs to, and look, the altcoins get massacred on on an absolute flat candle. This is why the Bitcoin dominance is high, right? So I would take really, probably the monthly chart is the best chart to set up a trade, because it is so slow and so generous. Because this candle, like, it has super high wild swings, but overall, the monthly chart offers you a big fat bull flag, and it offers you, hey, we are going sideways, we're building a base for the next bear market, and we're very likely going to break out to the upside from here and fly to new highs, right? So Shaky says, so how much higher will the drop, as I see multiple saying different things, from tomorrow to 16th? How much longer will be the drop? Oh yeah, no one can say. No one can say, because we have short-term FUD, and then suddenly this FUD can go away or be expelled by some bullishness, right? So there's a black swan that can also be a golden swan, I would say, that can just make you pump, right? But I would say the chances, and please take this only as one data point in overall your research, but I would say that we will go and correct for the rest of, like, there could be go back to 70K, then go down to 60K or something. We could also go, we could go even to 53K and close the CME gap. Then we close the month still in this here, and we will have the same candle just with a long wick, right? So consider that as a possibility. So I would say that the whole month of August will be probably meh, not really good, until CPI reading comes. And I don't know when it will be, but it will be probably somewhere in August, or maybe end of August, will be CPI reading. And if a CPI reading is good, then basically the market gets the confirmation that the rate cut will be in, and then maybe we already start pumping then, right? But I would say the whole August, sideways to downwards. How would that look for altcoins? You go down here, and then you come up here, so the altcoins can come up, and then you're here, and it's already September, right? If you perform this, you're already in September, and then Bitcoin starts pumping. Yeah, and then it is what it is, right? So this is one possible scenario, but I would say altcoins, they can still bleed a little bit more. So this definitely allocation would be like DCA, right? So you see, this is not the channel where you're like, please give me one target, and I tell you, oh yeah, the altcoins, they go to 180K, $100 billion market cap, and this and that altcoin. No, let's just lay out possibilities, and that is how we adapt our strategy, right? So for me, my strategy is, if it goes a little bit lower, if we move sideways, I have 1 month to accumulate more and bring my bags So for example, let's say you really do not have much money at hand. Let's say you can spare $10, only $10 per day, right? Like $10 spare per day because you save. So you could go and at each day, like you select one of your altcoins and just bring that back $10 higher. Like, and then next day you look what is down today, like really bad, and then you buy $10 of this. And then, today Bitcoin dumped really hard, so let me buy $10 of Bitcoin. This looks like nothing, but it adds up to quite something, right? So, yeah. Shaky says, great work, always awesome watching your work. Thank you very much, appreciate that. That feedback keeps me motivated to go on here. So I really appreciate all of you, and also smash up the like button if you enjoy it, please. That would be really great help for the channel. And we will be here like almost every day, unless I have to travel for work, which by the way will happen now next week. Next week I have to travel, so I will try to bring video updates, whatever is going on in the meantime, but there will maybe not be every day a Crypto Morning Coffee throughout the next week. And if there is Crypto Morning Coffee next week, I will be doing it at a different time, because I'm actually on the other side of the globe then. But stay tuned for where I'm going. Who knows? Also, let's look at Ecomi. Just a quick glance, because Ecomi is like super boring at the moment. It really doesn't do much. Also, it doesn't correct much. It's just super boring. So there's not much to show. Unfortunately, like if you want to make content for Ecomi, it's just not. We're red on the week. The week closes in 2 days. Probably it will close like this. And the day, I mean, literally no movement since 3 days, just a little bit up, down, whatever. So will Ecomi ever come back? Yeah. And someone asked in the comments of the video, someone asked how much time I would give Ecomi to perform until I would call it a year or something like that. And my answer was, I would now at this point in time, you're almost at all-time lows. Yeah, you are up from all-time lows, which is here. You are up 16%, right? You're almost at all-time lows. I would personally, and that person said they bought like in 2022 are down 90%. So I would technically go and hold this now until into the altcoin season, right? And then see how it performs in altcoin season, because there's just no sense in selling this back now at 90% down or whatever, right? No sense at all, right? No sense in hodling until like an altcoin bottom and then selling. No, I would wait. By the way, Felipe donated 12 euros, almost 12 euros. So 10 euro today for, yeah, good question. For what? You decide. You decide. I don't know. Are you coming to Canada? Unfortunately, it's not Canada, but it is very close to Canada. I'm going to the US. But work related, unfortunately. So that means that unfortunately no bigger meetups possible as I will be with the staff. Unfortunately, not possible. So Felipe, let me know what you have in mind, but certainly I will add today. So I don't know what could be a good buy today. Let's see here. What is in the 300s? We'll have to see what I would personally, I would look for like something like Davio Chappies or something like that really probably corrected hard on this one and just increase the bag of this one and see how it goes, because like some of the 100x chances or so, like take some dollars and ape it into that. I mean, $10 on 100x or more is quite a good return, right? By the way, the Ecomi is here. I see it just right now with a minus 2.5% bubble. Yeah, so that is that. Also, let's quickly look at some things here on the Veve. So the Javas, they drop tomorrow. This one here, so here you can, if you go on the veve.me and you go to collectibles and then you set your filter to secret rare, you actually get a ranking or a sorting on the latest secret rares that have been brought out, and it only shows you like the launch. Unfortunately, it would be better if it shows you the prices as well, but it shows you which collectibles did launch like a while ago on Veve. And I mean, it's quite, like, these are quite some brands. I mean, you have the Banksy here, then you have the Wolverine, the second drop of Wolverine, followed by Ant-Man, followed by Sentinel, and now you get the Java. So it's like, these are only the secret rares, right? So for sure some interesting stuff. And also, what's cool, on Stacker we see for some big transactions again for the collectibles like above $1,000 floor price. So we see, for example, 2 Ecomi logos have sold at about $1.5K dollars, a Black Panther at about $1,000, also a partner statue. So all of that was yesterday and today. So partner statue sold at 1.5K, for example. And then there are some things like Avengers 11, some of these. This is crazy, right? This Miles Morales Spider-Man 8, like the secret rare cover, it's really cool. I wanted to buy this, but it was almost impossible. Like always, the floor was like at $500 or so. Now the floor is $13,500 for the Spider-Man 8. And there, it's very evenly distributed. Look at that. Like the floor was like 160 apparently, so I missed that one. Should have bought when that was the floor. But someone apparently bought like everything at 140. Sorry, you cannot see that. Let me get this. Look at that. So the floor. This is the first time that the floor spikes up like crazy for this comic, and apparently there was one for 140 that has been bought, and now there is nothing offered anymore. So the transactions were like between 100 and 200. Like if I see this thing again at one of these prices, I will buy it, because I think this cover, look at this cover, man. Like this cover is absolute dope, and there are only 40 of this comic. But also, like, the plan is to buy Journey into Mystery 83, and we have about 100 gems right now. So yeah, so there's definitely some saving also having to happen to get into these collectibles. But we see some big transactions, and also when you look at so here a logo also. By the way, no, that was not a logo transfer. So there have been sold 3 of these Mighties, and the floor is at $2,500. So unfortunately, this doesn't show you the sale price. It only shows you the floor. So you see that this comic got sold for like $200 or so, but the floor is now at $13,500. The floor will come down, but the question is to where. Yeah. So this is this is definitely happening. So let's take a look here at the data is not super accurate, but yeah, anyways, that will not load. But let's look at the biggest collectibles also here. Like a Todd is under $400, so that is also interesting. Veve Gold logo at the moment at $4,000, so a little bit cheaper than before. R2D2 sub $200 and Emperor Fist at $229. So these are all comics that I'm eyeing. Not comics, like these are all collectibles that I'm eyeing, to be honest. Superman, R2D2, Emperor's Fist could be all interesting to have. Or this one here, just saving. But for this one, I would have to save like $200 a month for 10 months straight, and then I could buy this, unless it comes more into my direction. So MC1 would be also a big one to have. But maybe I'll just have to save up. Miles Morales Spider-Man sitting at about 4 Ethereum, $12,000. AV, good night all, good night to you. So overall, and by the way, this is also interesting, like yesterday we saw the numbers. Look at today, the Veve user numbers, they are going up since, I don't know, since 5 days or so, they're up. So here we have 60,007, then 13, like 5 more, then 3 more, and now another 4 more. So like the wallet with at least one collectible, the wallet count is going up. So in the last days, if you consider like these 2 days here stagnant at 7, we gained 13 more wallets with something in it. So definitely we are still in a slight upward trajectory, which is good to see. So obviously, after the week of my travel, we will have finally a solid chart again after this spike, and then we will be able to see. But we have 60,020 more or less like users that are really considerable. So these 60,020, the 600K is probably gone until the bull run. Then we will see how many accounts come back, because many are also bot accounts. So these are all users that are active, that are actually active. By the way, I haven't refreshed this since a month or so. So let's see. So this refreshes automatically, this chart above, but the transactions don't. So you see, like, people are, if you see here, like 3 minutes ago, just to give you an insight on what people are doing on the app. Like, look at that, for example. So you have 3 minutes ago, someone buys a DeLorean, like the tricky obese bunny, then 2 things without, there are still things without metadata, which is absolutely crazy to me. And then, so they bought this, the Wolverine, the Lucky Rooster. So there is transactions like in the last half an hour. So there's a lot of transactions going on. People are minting Sentinel. They're trying to chase some things. They buy Iron Man. They are minting comics on the Veve comic site. So for example, here someone minted the Ghost Spider, the cool cover here for Ghost Spider. What is that? The Scotty Young version, right? So people are minting, they're buying left and right collectibles, so we see it here. And you see also that the wallet addresses, they are different. So these are different people. So this is overall good to see. Like here, someone minted another of these Miles Morales Spider-Man comics with a Scotty Young. So people are going for the Scotty Young, but also look at this here. Like this wallet here with the 91, they bought 3 golden moments, 4 golden moments, 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So here's also the Homer. So this person just went and bought Homer, Elsa, Wally, and the magic lamp from Aladdin. And also the 0x91 bought 2 Jaunty Jig, and so on. So we see actually this wallet. Now we have to check this wallet. 0x91, is it in here in the biggest holders? Not really. That is someone else accumulating. 0x91 is not in the top 25, and yet it is purchasing a lot. Look at that. Like purchased something that I don't know what it is. Purchased Woody. Purchased a lot of golden moments. Jaunty Jig. Like is buying like crazy. Hey Gaming, what is going on? Also here, look at that. Also here, another chunk of 3 golden moments bought here. So this wallet is accumulate. Look at here, it's a Superman 0x91b3 again. It's like this person scanning the market is only buying grails. Can we let's see? Like if I go on this wallet only. Okay, so this wallet. Look at that. So this is the history that we just saw. So this is all an hour ago. And then this, look at it. So this wallet, I see what's happening here. Look, this wallet bought stuff a month ago, like Deadpool with the ugly sweater. And then nothing, and now, or one comic only, and now it bought a lot of grails. So someone got salary, or someone, I don't know, like month end, new month, got some money, I guess. Because look at that, this wallet is active only like now and then, and here, for example, 3 months ago, this wallet stacked some Wolverines, and then it went dormant again. And look at that, it's 5 months ago, and then here, 5 months ago, bought also, again, Jaunty Jig. Is like, this guy is coming every now and then, a couple of months, and then he buys some collectibles, right? Look at that, it's all 5 months ago. And it's only buying, almost only exclusively buying collectibles. So, who knows what that is? Who knows who that is? Interesting, though, what you find when you just look at this history of Veve. But so this, for sure, this wallet with a 0x91b3 in the beginning is an interesting player. Yeah. An interesting user. It's not every now and then buying some grails. He definitely does it right if this ever comes back. Oh, by the way, guys, one more thing that I did completely forget to talk about. The Stark airdrop for Ecomi. Let's go here and go for Ecomi. So you remember that the Stark airdrop should have come. It is now in your wallet, and it's about $50 airdrop of Stark token. So here, Starknet have airdropped Stark tokens to eligible users who submitted their claim prior to July 15. The eligibility window is now closed and all tokens have been distributed. Any questions or concerns? So looking here at the Bravos wallet, let me see here. So you see here my account. Like here's my Bravos wallet, by the way. Oops, let's move it here. So you see here, the 111.1 Stark tokens in it. This has happened now. It's about $50 airdrop, depending on the price. So if you log into your Bravos wallet, you should see it now. If you wonder where this is coming from, it was basically collaboration between Veve and Ecomi and Stark. Where you could just connect, like you had to get into, you had to have one of this wallet and then connect this wallet, and you get the tokens, right? So I used the Fresh wallet to connect. Be sure. If I could, I would buy all day long grails as energy. Yes, I know, you're an absolute degenerate. And yeah, send my Stark token to Binance. Let me be clear, it's Binance. Yeah, absolutely. And swapped it to something else. So nice. What did you swap it to? Is like definitely not Ecomi, because Ecomi is not on Binance. But hopefully one day, hopefully we will be able to see Ecomi on Binance. But yeah, so the Stark token, I don't know, like. Can you send Stark on, like, is it cheap to send? Because I was kind of thinking, like, do I just hodl, or do I send this, sell it off $50 and just buy something else with it? Like, what do you get for the $50? I could swap it by whatever degenerate altcoin, probably performing better than Stark. Who knows? I don't even, like, I don't know what to do with it. So I'll just leave it in the wallet there for a while. Anyways, guys, we're already 1 hour and 10 minutes in here. So guys, make sure to smash up the like button right now. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Notifications on, very important, so you never miss out on the stream. Felipe B, thank you for the 12 euro donation. And only 2 cents for sending the Starknet token. So great. And wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. I see you in the next